Okay. There were no requests, right? Yes. We're all good. All main story time right now. I got a little money for reporting. I'm so fixated on the DP. What was I doing? Oh yeah, the law office. Grimwood Law Office. I believe this is the place. Yeah, I've seen its owner around the neighborhood before. I had no idea he was such a prestigious lawyer, though. Well then, Mr. Grimwood, I'm sure we'll speak again in the near future. Of course, I'll be there. Can't your division do anything more to solve this, though? I wish you'd think a little more about how this will impact the citizens. Currying favor with the populace is not my responsibility, if you'll excuse me. You four. Is something the matter? Ah, I see. So you're those pups that Sergei decided to adopt. He kind of looks a little bit like... what was his name? Governor Regnitz. Like, he kind of looks like he could be Machias' dad. I don't think he is. But he kind of looks like it. Although I don't think Regnitz had, I don't think he had glasses. Come again? Hold on, that badge. You work for the CPD too? Who I am isn't important to you. I imagine you're here to speak with Mr. Grimwood about something. Whatever it is, I hope you don't intend on wasting his time. Unlike you useless rookies, he's a busy man. Excuse me? What was his problem? I am at the very beginning of the game, yes. It's like this is like their first official day on the job. He looked like a detective from one of the investigative divisions. He appeared to be the arrogant type. Maybe, but I get the feeling Specs there can hold his own. Did you notice the weapon strapped under his left arm? Wait, he had a weapon? I didn't even see it. Impressive observation, Randy. I detected it with my sensors. He carried a large handgun, military grade, I believe. Yeah, sounds about right. Dang, guys. You two are amazing. It was nothing. I just managed to catch it out of the corner of my eye. Am I talking to... I've talked to almost everyone in town. I know I'll have to... Yes, I am aware it's a thing. I don't always do it, because it's kind of tedious, but, I do frequently talk to people I run by. More importantly, should we not head inside and greet the lawyer? Oh, right. I'm sure he's very busy, but we should still go ahead and introduce ourselves. Forget something, detective? Oh, pardon me. I mistook you all for someone else. Welcome to the Grimwood Law Office. How can I help you today? I do it every time, but I have like ADHD, so I get really burnt out from doing it even though I want to. I do it less than I used to. I used to do it all the time because I would play RPGs as a kid, way back when, where you literally had to progress, to even, to one, know what to do or where to go, and then to also progress any kind of story, you had to talk to every single person you ran into. I'm thinking of like Dragon Warrior 4 that I played as a kid, which I guess is technically Dragon Quest, but in North America they called it Dragon Warrior. Yeah, they do have a lot of nice little like side stories everywhere, so it is nice to see that kind of stuff. No need to hold back. If you have a question, ask away. You four look quite young. Have you gotten in some trouble with loans? That is the usual problem, isn't it, for young people? I had a lot of friends when I was like 19. This never happened to me, because I guess I've always been like responsible with money. I had a lot of friends that weren't. They very quickly fell into credit card debt by the time they were 20, and then they learned how it all works. But yes, that's a very good question for this guy to ask. Or perhaps you're looking to open a business together? It's a running thing in the Trails community? I don't even know where a Trails community is. I'm just like off on my own playing these games. Granted, I haven't gone seeking it. Like, I'm sure there's a Discord or something where everybody hangs out. They look the exact same and they have very similar personality types. They do look exactly the same. That's why I was like, this could be his dad. But I'm sure it's not, because Regnitz is busy in Arabonia right now. Come now, ask me anything. No, sir, it's nothing like that. This guy's got a lot of energy for an old man. So this is the famous Grizzly Grim. See, the rumors are true. Hold on. Now that I've taken a closer look, I can't help but feel as if I've seen you somewhere before, young man. Are you one of the kids that used to live in this neighborhood? Wow, you remember me? That's right, I lived in one of the apartment complexes here about 3 years ago. Allow me to properly introduce myself. My name is Lloyd Bannings. So you did live here. Yes, that explains why you look so familiar. Wait. Bannings? Then could you be Guy Bannings' younger brother? Huh? Yeah, I am. You knew my brother then? More than just knew him, Never mind. I suppose you're here to discuss something important. Come on in, you can fill me in on the details once we take a seat. Oh, and where are my manners? I'm Ian Grimwood, lawyer and head of this law firm. I see. I was wondering when I would meet the special support section that Sergei told me he was putting together. Oh yes, now that I think about it, I read an article in the Crossbell Times about you. You certainly showed diligence and spunk right out of the gate, didn't you? Yeah, well, they sure took some liberties with that article. The guy's younger brother is a police officer now, too. Why, how wonderful. I can only imagine this is Adios' will. Mr. Grimwood, can I ask what your relationship was with my brother? Well, the same one I expect you and I will now have. Guy used to drop by occasionally to share and exchange all sorts of information with me. As I'm sure you know, he was an incredibly talented detective. So I'd wager he ended up helping me far more than I was able to help him. Oh, wait a moment. Lloyd, your older brother is a detective? The hell, man? Why didn't you tell us about him? Oh, Tio knows. Sorry, guys. I guess it just never came up. Besides, Guy's no longer with us. You mean he was killed in the line of duty? About 3 years ago now. Oh. Well, that explains why you left Crossbell. What happened to Guy truly was tragic. Believe it or not, I've conducted my own investigations into that particular incident. Sadly, any leads that may exist elude me. Is that so? Well, let's put that aside from now. It's not why I've come here today. Mr. Grimwood, we've explained our situation to you. Is there anything you can share with us pertaining to Ravash or its recent activities? Ravash, There's a name surrounded by nothing but sinister rumors. Illegal dealings with both the Empire and the Republic. The selling of stolen goods, mirror laundering, weapon trafficking, and even operating as the middleman for hiring Jaegers. I say it's more than likely they'd take advantage of Crossbell's unique situation to aid them in each and every one of their long list of crimes. Is he about to say Ouroboros? Because this is pretty early to introduce Ouroboros. What do you mean by unique situation? What he means is, while trade and commerce have grown exponentially over the past few years, Crossbell's political foundation is quickly deteriorating, right? Well put. Crossbell and politics are currently in an extremely fragile state. The majority of politicians choose to align themselves with either the Empire or Republic, and are nothing more than greedy, power-hungry leeches. Even if some kind of investigation of legislation to crack down on Ravash was proposed, it would never pass. There are simply too many Diet members. I'm gonna look this. Hold on, I'm gonna look. I swear it has a different pronunciation when it's like, for its like political meaning. in politics? Okay. Does it have a different pronunciation? Pronunciation for political meaning. Okay, so I found the like phonetic spelling they give you, and I don't know how to read it. It's just diet? Okay. Oh god. Now I feel like a dumbass. I swear literacy is on the rise, and I am part of the problem. Anyways, there are simply too many Diet members in their pocket. For real? Damn. Unfortunately, he's correct. The number of Diet members tied to the Mafia is higher than I'd like to admit. That's likely the main reason the police can't touch them. The issue seems quite complicated, or perhaps I am simply too young to understand. Does this mean Ravash can commit any crime they want with no repercussions? No, it hasn't quite got to that point yet. If the government were to turn a blind eye to any obvious crimes on their part, I'm sure it would send cross-Bellons and our surrounding nations into an uproar. Therefore, Ravash has been very careful to avoid directly interfering with the citizenry's daily lives. However, as long as they don't actually cross that line, the CPD won't lay a finger on them. They've overlooked so many of Ravash's smaller crimes that they can't see what they've all added up to. This can't be real. Reality ain't so pretty. Behind all this city's neon lights, there are demons lurking in the shadows. I can only wonder what sort of information is inside those highly classified documents. Anyway, that's essentially all I know about Ravash. However, I need to mention that the situation with the Mafia has taken a turn. Really? Could you explain? It's pronounced Ravache? Okay. I wondered and I settled on Ravash because it looked kind of Frenchy. A very Frenchish looking word. I can go with Ravache. I hear that even the CPD has only just acquired this intel. But apparently a new faction strong enough to oppose Ravache has recently surfaced. And by all accounts, they are quite powerful indeed. A new faction? Surely it's not the Bracer Guild, right? No, this new faction isn't a threat to Ravache because they're looking to bring them to justice. They're a threat because they're in the same line of business. Might just be the Japanese pronunciation. Yeah, it would be. But it does have like... When I read it, it just sounds like a French name for something. So I was like, oh, I'll just go for the French style pronunciation. You see, there's a powerful organization that operates out of the Republic's eastern quarter. It's already managed to worm its way into Crossbell. What? You're certain of this? Yes, previous rumors on this organization turned out to be true, so I have no reason to be skeptical now. They're called Heiwei. Just recently, a new commercial unit, registered under the name of Heiwei Trading, opened for business in the Harbor District. Heiwei? The name certainly seems to be of Eastern origins. I'm sure I'm pronouncing this terribly as well. Although it reminds me that when I played Genshin Impact, and they had the city of Liyue, and because I was listening to it in English, every voice actor pronounced it differently. And they would even pronounce it differently in different lines. I was like, I don't know how to pronounce this fucking city. Is it Liyue? I don't know. Everyone says it differently. The name certainly seems to be of Eastern origins. If things go south, it'd mean a war between two organized crime groups. Heiwei is pronounced like Liyue. I figured I would be close at least. The petty fights we've seen between the street gangs would be nothing compared to that. You're absolutely right. At the very least, there haven't been overt signs of a dispute between the two groups just yet. However, I wouldn't be surprised if they began battling each other outside of the public eye. The 1st Division seems to be keeping a close eye on the whole thing. You don't say. So the man with glasses who left right when we arrived was... Yes, that was Detective Dudley from the 1st Division. Coincidentally, he was asking me questions on the same topic. Coincidence indeed. Lloyd, you went quiet all of a sudden. Let me guess, you noticed something? Yeah, I still need time to sort it all out in my head, though. Thank you very much, Mr. Grimwood. Without your help, we wouldn't have been able to find the lead we needed to move forward with our investigation. I'm just glad I could be of assistance. Sergey's always been a tremendous help to me, so personally, I'll be praying for your success. If you ever run into any problems, you're welcome to stop by here anytime. I want to give him a voice, but I don't know what voice to give him. The lawyer dude. The only thing I could think of was my like deep, how are you doing? I talk from within my throat voice, but I already gave that to the dipshit at the police station, so. I don't know. So what's the next course of action? Shall we go back to the SSS building and sort through all the information we've gathered? Good idea. But before we do that, now's the time to wrap up any unfinished business we still have to take care of. If my hunch about the truth of these incidents is correct, well, let's just say we're in for a bumpy ride. Well, we'll just have to buckle up then, won't we? Anyhow, let's head back to base once we've crossed off everything on our to-do list. Sound good? Yes, it does. Let us make haste. Oh, there's a chest over here, too. How do I not? They're just like in plain sight, but I just didn't. I just never noticed them. Is there like a secret door at the side of this building? Oh! There is. Hello, sweet chest. Wait, you don't live in Villa Raisins. Get out of here. Displays enemy. Enemies enemy map. I'd give this to Tio if I had another slot open for her. Just because I think having 4 space would give me a spell. I'm pretty sure. I might get Fortuna. I would get or actually no, I think I'd get Fortuna. Because it was what, 2 space, 1 Mirage? There's random chests you can see all game that are locked behind the second last dungeon. That's a long time. It's a long time to wait for those chests. I mean, I'll do my best to get them all. But, you know. That one down there is obviously behind the geofront, because I can see the door. I don't think I have anything else to do. I have run around town. I've done all the side quests. I was gonna go double check the terminal, but now I have a... One of the chest messages literally kept you waiting, didn't I? You know what I miss? I love that the chest messages are back, because I didn't do them in Cold Steel, and I was really sad about it. What's that? A message, maybe? I've got some errands to run. Wrap up the case however you see fit. They're English only. Oh no, I've heard, yeah. But, you know, they could have kept it... It feels like a tradition. So they could have kept it going. I guess he stepped out. Who wants to bet they ran away because the case seemed like a pain in the ass? We cannot rule out that possibility. Well, at the very least, we've been given permission to solve the case however we like. So with that in mind, what's our next step? Should we review what we know? Yeah, definitely. At this table? Okay, it's at that table. I've done all these. I've definitely, like, gone around the entire town twice. Talked to everyone. I've gone through the geofront. Because I needed money, but there wasn't anything else to do. At least I don't think so. Oh, they joke about it? Oh, I love that. I love the chess messages. Kind of want to double check the one elevator. I assume I still can't use it. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if that's where the main story ends up taking me. Man, that looks terrifying when I have it on turbo speed. Bam! Yeah, I figured. Lloyd's pretty low on everything, so I may as well have a quick rest. I don't think there's anything else to do. I'm gonna separate save just in case. Did I talk to the Bracer Guild? I did, yeah. I got introduced to the... I can't remember his name, but... we had a long conversation with the guy at the front desk. Alright, let's get this meeting started off yet. The incident took place around midnight 5 days ago. Members of both the Saber Vipers and Testaments were each ambushed by unknown assailants. However, the attacks occurred at 2 different locations in the city's downtown district. Here and here. The Testaments member was attacked in the alleyway to the west, and the Saber Viper got messed up in front of the Ignis, which is toward the east. You always do with a walkthrough? I always avoid walkthroughs because it kind of... I like to just play a game for my first time, and then if I do really want to complete it, I'll just play it again. But there is a lot of missable stuff in these series, so I don't blame anyone for doing a walkthrough for these. In other words, the attacks happened at the opposite ends of the area. Exactly. By spacing them this far apart, it prevented each group from immediately learning about the attack on the other. So consequently, each group came to the conclusion that they were attacked by the other, which is what we confirmed today. Yeah, the only answer that makes sense is that there was a third party involved. Unless both groups rehearsed their account, chances of either group being responsible for attacking the other is pretty slim. Agreed. Based on the evidence so far, it's safe to assume the attacks were the work of some third party. All we can do now is consider all the possibilities and rule out the ones that don't seem feasible. But we already have an idea who that third party might be, isn't that right, Lloyd? Yeah. They're the ones in control of Crossbell's criminal underbelly, the notorious mafia, Revachet and Co. According to the intel Grace shared with us, someone spotted mafiosos. Mafiosos! What? Oh. Okay. Is that a real word? Because it sounds made up. Someone spotted mafiosos snooping around the downtown district a couple weeks ago. Unfortunately, we don't have the time to verify the credibility of that. But for now, let's continue the review with the assumption that Revachet was responsible for both attacks. Well, that just brings us to the next question. What was their motive? Exactly, figuring out how to answer that is crucial. If we can't figure out their motive, we're all the way back to square one. Motive, huh? There's hardly any conflict of interest between the Mafia and the 2 gangs. Mafioso is a Mafia member? I've just never heard that word before. It just makes me think of Assassino from Assassin's Creed. They would just yell Assassino at you when... I think it was Assassin's Creed 2 and that whole thing when you're in Italy. Assassino! When I hear Mafioso, I think the same thing. There must be some line that connects 3 dots together. I imagine you already have some idea what that is, don't you, Lloyd? Can't say with absolute certainty, of course. But I think there's at least one thing that might connect these 3 factors. I mean, I'm leaning toward the presence of Heiwe. But I can't logically figure out... I can't figure out why it would be Wazzy or Wald. Wazzy did come in second. I'm leaning towards Wazzy and Hayway. I'm thinking Wazzy because the only reason Wazzy would cause the Mafia to want to intervene is because they preferred it with only one gang in the downtown district, so they don't have to, like, worry about it. Worry about some other chaos messing with their plans. And then Wazzy came in, created the rivalry, and now here we are. Rather than the presence of Hayway, they've also just very recently come to town. I mean, it could be Hayway doing some shit. They're the newest players. I'm leaning towards this the whole time. The only realistic possibility that comes to mind is Hayway. Right, our grizzly friend mentioned them, didn't he? It definitely feels like the most likely possibility for now. In that case, though, what about Hayway connects these three? In order for them to be connected, there must be some necessity. For example, was it this connection with Hayway that made the attacks against the two gangs unavoidable? Yeah, that would explain everything. Oh? What you thinking? Well, about the necessity Tio mentioned. What do you think Revochet would do if they found out Hayway is trying to establish a foothold in Crossbell? Well, I imagine they'd want to build up their forces pronto. Recruit more people and upgrade their weaponry, you know? Revochet should have no problems getting new weapons, given their known smuggling operations. But how do they go about recruiting people? Oh, good question. Normally you'd hire Jaegers. That's unlikely in Crossbell's case, given the scrutiny the neighboring countries put on us. So as long as the non-aggression pact stands, Ereboni and Calvar would never overlook unauthorized Jaegers entering the state. The two Diet factions representing them would likely react the same way too. Oh, that's it! Lloyd, could the Mafia be recruiting the gang members? Hot-blooded and more or less disciplined. I can't think of a more perfect pool of candidates to beef up the Mafia's presence in the city. But there are certain individuals in each gang preventing that, aren't there? Right. I never see Wazzy cooperating with the Mafia. And I doubt Wald would bow down to any kind of authority, even Revochet. He is not the type of person who would allow others to boss him around. So Revochet realizes this and plots to weaken the two gangs, intending to swoop in later and bag the remaining members. Hell, that must be it. Remember, this is still nothing more than a theory. All we've done is bring together the facts and try to make sense of them. Aw, look at you being all modest. I think that your analysis of the situation isn't too far from the truth, Lloyd. Your reasoning was sound and logical. Clearly, your detective certifications were well earned. Thanks, guys, I appreciate it. So, everyone, our next move should be to explain our theory to those two, don't you think? Those two? Hey, you don't mean... Sure do. Walled Whales and Wazzy Hemisphere. Leaders of the Saber Vipers and the Testaments. I still think those two have the weirdest names in this entire series. Station Street, near where the construction materials are stored. Asking me to come here alone in the middle of the damn night. Who do these police brats think they're dealing with? Is that last train bound for Calvard? Yes, I believe it was. Wazzy? Good evening, Wald. What a beautiful night to bathe in the mystic moonlight, wouldn't you agree? Oh, this is rich. You pretended to be one of those CPD pipsqueaks to catch me off guard. You must think you're so damn clever. Fine, bring it on, pretty boy. If you're looking for a fight, I'm more than happy to give you one. Let's end this. You know I'm always up for a bit of late-night wrestling. But alas, I'm but a mere guest at this rendezvous. We're so gay for each other. I've been thinking it the whole time. They act like they're exes. The hell does that mean? You'll see soon. They just arrived. It's you punks. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. I wonder if that's originally intended or if that's just like It happened during localization. Oh no, it's a pleasure to be here. So what's this fun anecdote you promised to share with us? Well, I don't know if fun is the right word exactly, but I'm sure you'll both find it interesting at least. Hold the phone. Anecdotes? Fun? What the hell are you two going on about? Oh, Wald, you're such a simpleton. What did you... Surely you remember the incidents that occurred 5 nights ago. They're here to tell us who they believe the culprit was, obviously. The culprit? What do you mean? Impressive deduction, Wazzy. I assume you already had your own suspicions. Well, at first I wondered if one of my members had perhaps acted out of line. But as I started to sort things out, I realized that something was off about the whole situation. That goes for the Saber Viper's side, too. Sadly, that's as far as my deductions could take me. I see. That will make things easier to explain, at least. Walled Whales. I know there are still gaps in our theory. Still, would you listen to what we've found so far? Fine. Keep it short. Waste a minute of my time and I'll bash that baby face of yours in. And that's what we've come to... And that's what we've come to with the information on hand. I'd like to hear each of your thoughts on it. My, how unexpected. To think that we played right into the Mafia's hands. Does that mean you agree with Lloyd's theory? But of course, after all, Revachet sent some of their agents to visit us already. They asked us to work for them, promising us the moon and stars for our service. Needless to say, I immediately turned them down and sent them on their merry way. Huh, interesting. That settles things with one of them. So, Wald, I assume the Mafia paid you a social call as well? Yeah, about a month ago. They were acting all high and mighty, so I decided to show them what real strength looked like. Sent them packing real fast. Can't believe they actually had the balls to pull a fast one on me like this. Wazzy, I'm postponing our duel. First I gotta warm up by crushing the smug mug of those mobsters. Oh, wait, you can't. Such a short temper. Calm down, Wald. Acting recklessly will just lead to... The last time was merely jest, but you really are a simpleton. Say that again. You know perfectly well that you don't stand a chance against the Mafia on your own. Just imagine it, the leader of the Saber Vipers, Walled Whales, waltzing into the Mafia's sights like a pig to slaughter. You won't stand a chance. Shut it, we don't know what'll happen till we try. Maybe you could survive. But what about your poor little Vipers? Can they catch bullets with their teeth? What do you propose we do then, you bony wise ass? You really expect me to just sit here and swallow the shame of having our men hurt like that, huh? Of course I don't. I believe that only a small part of the Mafia was actually involved in this little scheme. As such, there's no need to take the whole organization on, just the handful of them who have it coming. And I know just the way to get our revenge and ensure they never show their faces in the downtown district ever again. I'll require your help though, Wald. You need my help? Hold on, you two. What are you planning? If you do anything to break the law... Oh, relax. If anything illegal happens, you'll be right there to stop it. After all, you're helping too. We're doing what now? Isn't it your responsibility to resolve the conflict brewing in the downtown district? I'd claim that makes it your obligation to gently persuade the Mafia into leaving all of us down there alone. For good. Do correct me if I'm wrong, Lloyd. Exactly is Wazzy talking about? I do not quite understand either. Looks to me like he's about to sink his fangs into poor Lloyd. Remember, it was you who bothered to call us out here to share your grand theory. Isn't it only natural to see this case through? Three days passed. It's a mafioso! It's way too quiet around here. We went through all that effort and those dumbasses still haven't torn each other apart? Don't worry, those guys are doused in gasoline at this point. One small spark and everything will be up in flames. Those morons won't even know what hit them. All we gotta do is find another underling or two and beat the crap out of them. Blue or red, it don't matter. As soon as you see one, kick his ass. And for your own sake, you better not get caught. Use a slingshot for a saber viper and just bash one of those testament guys from behind. Got it? Let the hunt begin, boys. It is tempting to go like, meh. Get 'em, boys, meh. They do look the part. One tiny blue bunny down. What a dumbass. Fell right into our trap. We don't got time to waste. Rough 'em up, boys. Just be sure you don't kill him. This is just business. No hard feelings, okay? Think again. What? What the hell? Man, I'm honestly a little shocked. I really didn't think he'd fall into our trap so easily. Who the hell is this guy? To tell you the truth, I'd be fine with cuffing you and taking you down to the precinct already. But I'm not sure the force will find just this one sting operation sufficient evidence to hold you. So I'll have to let you go this time. Crap, don't tell me this guy's with... He's a cop? Not to worry, boys, he's just a special helper. Dude, are you serious? How the hell they'd fall for this? Lloyd's prediction was impeccable. Are you alright, Lloyd? Yeah, I'm fine. Putting that shock-absorbing pad under my hood was definitely a good call, though. Damn it! They were onto us since when? Well then, gentlemen, that raises the question. What will be your next move? Surrender peacefully now, and I may be merciful towards your misdeeds. Or if you prefer, we can do the hunting this time. That may prove entertaining. Damn. Quick, split up. Hey, hold on! Two of you, come with me. Wazzy? Hey, hold on a second. Crap. What should we do, Lloyd? I will... Don't know. I guess anybody. I will take... Tio with me. Come with me, Tio. Ellie, Randy, I'll leave the other group to you. Roger. Understood. I'm mostly thinking about healing. Tio's got tier. I think Randy has tier as well. And then Ellie has her S-Craft. Damn it, I can't believe those little brats from the police are involved. I need to contact headquarters and request backup. Hold on. If the boss finds out we screwed up, he'll... Damn. Fine, then we should at least... Where do you punk asses think you're going? It doesn't matter, it's a choose your waifu thing. I assume it's like we're gonna have two separate battles. What? When did they get here? These boys aren't going anywhere. Yes, we have them surrounded. It's in Lloyd's and Tio's hands now. I wasn't even thinking about relationships. I was just thinking about combat. Damn, those morons. Don't got much choice now. I'll have to go from the back. Oh, it's the same thing? Okay. Huh, a valiant effort, but no dice. Where did you come from? Jump for it. The relationship points have to be high enough to choose them, though. I'll have to choose Randy non-stop from now on. Got nowhere else to run now. Like moths to a flame. Sorry to disappoint, but our fun little game of cops and robbers has come to an end. Surely you've realized your best option is to surrender, no? Look at you cocky... Man, look at you cocky little brats, man. You think you're so damn smart? Well, we're about to show you what happens when you force professionals to get serious. Better hope you live to regret it. It seems they want to fight after all. Well, I, for one, am happy to oblige. I can continue to count on your support, right, Lloyd? Funnily enough, I almost said the same thing. Let's do this. Incoming. What's he got? He's got a lot. Okay, they have a lot of HP. I think they just have high defense. Let's do a soul blur. Get this analyze out of the way. Oh, he's got less HP. I could go for him first. I'll probably just steal that crit with Tio's S-Craft. I don't remember what it does. It does more damage than a regular attack. I don't want them to be closer though, so I'm gonna go over here. Ooh, that's a big, oh, they're not, oh, I can't hit both. It's a big laser though. Wait, have I not seen this yet? Oh, I haven't seen this yet. Did she say bastard at the end? Kinda sounded like it. Okay, that was a lot of damage. Buster? Okay, that makes more sense. Ooh! I didn't even... That was 10%. That's lucky. Because we're kind of hurting. We can ignore him for 5 turns. I mean, let's just go for that again on this guy. I should probably use an item though. We do have defense down. Let's go for Phantom Rush. And Soul Blur. Nice crit. His physical attack seems to be kind of low. Should probably just stick with magic. Hmm. 109. I should probably finish this guy off. He's gonna get up pretty soon. I kind of want to hit them closer to each other because I can see like a party rush coming up. So maybe I can use that. I'd like them to be close enough to each other. Alright. I assume we win after this. Stun break, huh? Ugh. You damned kids. Yeah. I knew they weren't going to be pushovers, but that was tough. That man was brandishing an Erebonian manufactured military-grade pistol. The latest model, I might add. I'm sure that was just one of the many kinds of weapons their group smuggles. By the way, Lloyd, I must say you played your part as bait to perfection. The dramatic confrontation and fall, it looked so real it had me on the edge of my seat. Well, your plan didn't give me much of a choice, did it? I wasn't about to let anybody else put themselves in harm's way. I do not find that reason enough to volunteer for such a dangerous role. You really are considerate to a fault. Really? Huh, that soft-hearted nature of yours is sure to cause problems in the future. Although I don't necessarily find that part of you to be a turn-off. Huh? Anyway, I was able to exact my revenge, and it was all thanks to your help. Your cooperation has been much appreciated. You cocky little. Where do you get off acting like you've won? Now you've done it, you sons of bitches. From this day on, you've made an enemy of Revachet. Damn rookies will rue the day. All of the Diet members on our payroll. Don't think you'll be able to get away scot-free. Is that what you think? What? Looks like you haven't taken your lesson to heart yet. New plan. I'm gonna hang you dumbasses upside down like a bunch of punching bags, then beat the absolute piss out of you. Please. Wait, Walt, that's going too far. Not to worry, you can leave the rest to us. Walt, try not to get too carried away, okay? These guys are professionals after all. They could bite back even stronger next time if you mess with them too much. Ugh, whatever. How about this, boys? Why don't we keep this friendly little spat to ourselves? I doubt pros like yourselves would want your bosses to find out you got your asses handed to you by a bunch of brats like us. Such a pathetic report wouldn't go over well, now would it? Yep, bent asshole. You'd be 2 arch under if we were taking you seriously. Words. Suddenly mumbling my words. My, I'm no lawyer, but if you ask me, it's probably in your best interest to bow out now. Grace? What are you doing here? I've been keeping my eyes peeled for my favorite new rookies these past few days. And much to my expectations, what an absolute feast of information you've given me. Oh boy, I'm dying to write up a riveting tale in my next article about this unlikely operation. Why, you? You're just some bitch from the local rag. You think you can take Revachet on, huh? Well, circumstances are more complicated than I care for, so I won't reveal your names. However, if you bad boys are caught pulling another stunt like this, I can't make any promises. Fine, whatever, we'll be going now. But if you don't keep your word, lady... Yeah, standard issue threat, I got it. To be fair, though, you're the ones that should be worrying about keeping your promises. Wouldn't want to be in hot water, would we? Crossed the line again, and a little birdie told me you might find the bracers on your tails. What? The bracers? Just a little FYI, Arios was strongly considering taking over this case. Naturally, being as in demand as he is, he was totally up to his neck in requests. He figured he'd leave it in your guys' hands this time. Is that true? Keeps tabs on us, eh? That appears to be the case. Oh, hell no. As if we'd ever be moronic enough to make an enemy of Arios McLean. There's no point in staying in this dump any longer. We're out of here. Oh boy, Arios McLean, the Divine Blade of Wind. I've heard my fair share about his exploits, but I didn't think the name alone would be enough to send the Mafia packing. Ugh, to hell with this shit. Screw it, show's over, boys. Get your asses moving, we're leaving. Yeah! I must say I couldn't have done it without your help. So I'm assuming this means mission accomplished for you? Yeah, I suppose so. Though I guess our original mission was only to stop that one fight between your gang a few days ago. Anyway, you shouldn't have a reason to go to war with Wald anymore, right? What are you going on about now? What? Whether the Mafia is involved or not, it's not like our relations with the Saber Vipers are going to change overnight. We're still going to view each other as a blight on our territory, that won't change. Sure, there probably won't be another large conflict between us for a while. But our regular scuffles are bound to continue, no doubt about it. Well, hold on now. If you don't want our future fights to get out of hand, you're more than welcome to stop by and intervene when the time comes. Perhaps you could even join in on our amicable little disputes. I'd welcome you with loving arms. I don't get the impression that he's joking in the slightest. Well then, I wish you sweet dreams, everyone. Let us return, Abbess. Our crusade has ended, let us withdraw. What an incorrigible group of men. Leave them be. They're just a bunch of hot-headed dudes raring for a fight. Nothing you can really do about it. For once, you might be right. More importantly, we've successfully resolved our mission. Isn't that right, Lloyd? Yeah, for sure. It just doesn't feel very satisfying for some reason. We're still not good enough. We had to rely on someone else to finish the job yet again. How was that? Did I nail it? Well... what useless, petty pride. There's nothing wrong with accepting a little help in times like these. How else are you gonna uncover the full truth? Only once you've understood this can you truly call yourself a detective. Just like your brother. Huh? Well, I think it's time for me to head on home now. I gotta go exfoliate. You'd be surprised how much work I keep my skin... How much work to keep my skin this flawless. Anyway, nighty-night. Man, your brother was pretty famous, huh, Lloyd? Judging from what I've heard, it sounds like he was an extremely talented individual. When he was on the job, there weren't a lot of people that could outrank him when it came to proactiveness and persistence. At any rate, our mission is accomplished. Let's return to the SSS building and give Chief Sergei a report. I think I got the picture. Well, this is about what I expected from you guys. If we get another case like this in, I'm sure you'll be able to handle it better. Yes, sir. He's pretty hard to please. Anyway, I'm sure you caught a glimpse of it during this case. The thorny, problematic side of Crossbell. Well, yeah, it's definitely gonna be a pain in the ass. Crossbell's seedy underbelly, a complicated hotbed of corruption, hidden just below the surface. It's true. Let me just remind you guys that the people over at CBD headquarters are anything but incompetent. Sure, some idiots decide to trade away their dignity for bribes, but most of our detectives are pretty damn capable. They've got morals and a sense of justice. However, they're often stopped by certain barriers. Politicians and public officials who've sold their honor to the Mafia, for example. So how about it, Lloyd? You ready to turn in your badge and become a bracer? No, sir. These barriers are the reason the Special Support Section was established, right? Oh? Protect civilians above all else. The Bracer's Code is admirable, but it has its own limitations. Some problems can't be solved by that alone. Smuggling and illegal arms dealing, the sale of stolen goods and mirror laundering, collusion between the Mafia and government officials. These are all problems that lie outside the Bracer's jurisdiction. He's got a point. So even the power of the supporting gauntlet has its limitations. However, as police officers, we have the power to right these wrongs. Countless barriers may stand in our way, but the possibility of getting over them isn't zero. He's right. We as the SSS can create opportunities others can't for true change in Crossbell. That's what you're trying to say, isn't it? Yeah, but hopefully I'm not being too optimistic. I do think that reality is not as simple as you make it out to be. However, I agree that the possibility is never zero. Take a look at this guy, would ya? Dueling with the head of a delinquent group, volunteering as bait to lure out the mafia. Here I had you pegged as a serious type, but it turns out you're as hot-blooded as they come. I'm not really sure if hot-blooded is the right term, Randy. Still, working with all of you on the last case helped me realize this. While it's true that we're still inexperienced, as long as we stick together, no matter how high they may be, there isn't a single barrier we can't overcome. Lloyd? Yeah, well, how about that? Perhaps the cheesiest speech yet. I'm not laughing, I'm having Reen flashbacks. He's just a brown-haired Reen. I guess he came first. You don't have to laugh that hard, Chief. You think I have my head in the clouds, don't you? I think you're fine the way you are. It's true that the SSS was created under some complicated circumstances. It's your guys' job to decide where we go from here. Use this division however you see fit. I might not be able to give you much direct assistance with your missions, but if you end up pulling some crazy stunt and take off HQ, I can at least toss you a bone and cover for you guys. We appreciate it, Chief. I see you prefer a laissez-faire approach. Sheesh, being understanding is one thing, but this is getting closer to carelessness, Chief. Perhaps laziness is more apt. Just one of the perks of being a no-good adult. Will the SSS remain a pale imitation of the Bracer Guild, or will it become something new? Something that creates new possibilities for this city? I, for one, am going to kick back with a cigarette and watch the fireworks. That was just the prologue. Bonus DP. Gotta love that bonus DP. I only got one as a base. I got 10 bonus? That could, I'm assuming that could be higher though. Chapter 3 or 4 turbo long. I mean, these games are long in general. I forgot it was only the prologue until that came up. I was like, oh yeah. Seems like you had another rough month, Arios. Oh, okay. It's fine, nothing new as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, I'm here regarding my payment. There's one where it was disgustingly long. No prob. Via IBC as usual, I assume. Look, seeing as I'm the one giving you all these requests, I'm sure I'm the last person to talk. But maybe you should consider reducing your workload just a teensy bit. I can only imagine how lonely poor Shizuku must be. Oops. Sorry, I wouldn't bring this up anymore. I said I wouldn't bring this up anymore, didn't I? Oh, that reminds me. Headquarters contacted me again. They keep begging me to get you to accept the offer. Are they seriously still at it? I've rejected their offer numerous times already. How many more will it take? It's called Crossbell's Longest Day. Oh no. Well, can you blame them? I'm sure they're just desperate to find someone to fill the gaping hole Cassius Bright left when he quit. Didn't you two train under the same master? You're basically equals when you look at your stats with the guild, so hurry up and accept already. While that may be true on paper, we're completely different people. Unlike Cassius, I haven't solved any conflicts on an international scale. To be honest, even being considered as equal is far more than I deserve. Oh, don't give me any of that. We both know it isn't true. What about the case in Remiferia? The Grand Prince himself presented you with a Medal of Honor. If you ask me, that's more than enough of a qualification. I have to disagree. I never truly resolved the issue. I may have prevented the immediate disaster, but the masterminds responsible are still out there. I actually intended to refuse the medal. Gosh, Arios, you're a regular stick in the mud, you know that? Come on, accepting that promotion will drop your workload a little bit. You've done over 100 requests this month alone. For Adios' sake, that can't be healthy. Well, I certainly don't feel like I bit off more than I could chew. Traveling for work isn't nearly as strenuous now that there are more trains and flights coming in and out of the city. Besides, those 2 bracers transferring here should help me reduce my workload a bit. Oh, you mean those kitties? I suppose you're right. They might be rookies, but I see a lot of potential in them. And at the very least, they'll be much more dependable than those kids in the special support section. Hello, anyone home? Oh, would you speak of the devil? Come on in, we're upstairs. On the 2nd floor, gotcha. Thanks for having us. It's... really? How can they be described as rookies at this point? They are not rookies at this point. Shut up. They're like rank B. Holy smokes, Arios is here too? I'm glad we managed to catch you while you're in. Yes, it's quite a lucky coincidence. It's been 3 months or so, hasn't it? I'm glad to see you're both doing well. I never imagined we'd be seeing you 2 transferring to our little branch. They're technically still rookies. I guess you're right, yeah. They shouldn't be considered rookies at this point, though. Only been a year. Still, extenuating circumstances. Huge shit went down. They were involved with the thing with Cassius. They're also Cassius's kids. Whatever. I'm offended they're being called rookies. This is just fantastic. Now that you're both here, we'll have Crossbell cleaned up in no time flat. This is 6 months after Sky 2? Probably right. We may be good, but we're not that good. We'll do our best to live up to your expectations. Oh, but where are our manners? We should officially introduce ourselves. Estelle Bright, Senior Bracer. See? Senior Bracer! I swear they got promoted at the end of Sky 2. Some manga between Skythird and them showing up here? Ooh. Joshua Bright, also a Senior Bracer. Officially reporting for duty at the Bracer Guild's Crossbell branch. I should have known they were in Crossbell, though. I knew Estelle and Joshua were just like out and about during all of Cold Steel. But I didn't know they'd be in Crossbell. Especially right at the start. A link? You might get auto-modded out. You can try, but it might get deleted. I don't remember what the settings is at currently. The chief sure is late. If you do, you can just like whisper, like DM it to me. I'd like to start our morning meeting soon if we can. Yeah. I think it got auto-modded out. Just whisper it to me. I think that'll go through. I really don't think we can begin without him. I would have slept in if I knew we'd just be waiting around. Waking up at noon, hit the casino, letting the good times roll till the wee hours, that's the life. The life of a hopeless reprobate. Sorry I'm late, everyone. Chief Sergei, good morning, sir. Good morning, shall we start the meeting now? No need. Just got a call from HQ. You guys have been assigned a special mission today. Congrats. Special mission? Yeah, I'm getting some bad vibes already. Is it similar to the previous one? Don't look at me, they didn't give me any details. You'll have to go to the main CPD building and find out yourself. Your client will be waiting for you there. What about the terminal? Isn't that what the terminal's for? Ooh, we're on the 3rd floor. Ooh. Well, here we are again for another visit with Vice Commissioner Jackass. I can only imagine what he wants to bitch at us about this time. Remember that we were told this was about a client waiting for us. I think it's safe to say he didn't call us here to complain. I have a sinking feeling he will find a reason to scold us regardless. I know what you mean. We can't let it get to us, though. Lloyd Banning's reporting in. The special support section has arrived. Come in. Excuse us. Oh, I recognize that uniform. Crossbow Guardian Force, right? Oh, hell. My, is that how you greet a former superior officer, Randy Orlando? Care to elaborate on any hidden meanings behind that outburst of yours? Oh, no, I was just surprised to see you here, that's all. Do you two know each other? Your reaction is that of a man with a guilty conscience. Show some respect, you four. This here is Lieutenant Colonel Sonia Bales, Deputy Commander of the CGF. Deputy Commander of the Guardian Force? Please forgive her misbehavior. Lieutenant Colonel is one of the higher ranks in the military chain of command. She is that distinguished. You have no freaking idea. She is the CGF's second in command after all. Taking into account her expertise and how much pull she's got in the force, she might as well be in charge. At ease, detectives. So you're the special support section I've heard so much about. Yes, ma'am. We were told you were looking to submit a support request with us, is that right? You should feel honored, rookies. It's unheard of for useless greenhorns like yourselves to be called upon by the Deputy Commander herself. Vice Commissioner Pierre, allow me to handle it from here. But, understood. I'll leave it in your capable hands, ma'am. Thank you. Allow me to formally introduce myself. My name is Sonia Bales, Deputy Commander of the Crossbell Guardian Force. I came here to ask the Special Support Section to lend us your expertise on a particular matter. Let me begin with a brief overview of the situation. An investigation of monster attacks? That's correct, Detective. Several locations throughout Crossbell have reported similar cases of monster attacks over the past month. We'd like for your division's cooperation in investigating this matter. Oh, wait just a moment, please. You want us to investigate attacks that have been happening outside of Crossbell City? Do you take issue with that? No, ma'am, not at all. Ma'am, if I'm not mistaken, the CGF is already conducting its own investigation into the matter, correct? Considering that, is there even room for us to help? Yes, plenty, in fact. Too many questions remain unanswered to write these off as ordinary monster attacks. As much as I hate to admit, our investigators have hit a dead end. Therefore, I'm hoping the investigation will benefit from a different point of view. A different point of view? A trained detective's, to be exact. One that will differ greatly from a guardsman's. By that reasoning, however, I wouldn't specifically need the special support section. I could have, for example, gone to the renowned 1st Division for their assistance instead. Aha. I would love to introduce you to them, but as you know, they are preoccupied with their duties. As you can see, a number of unforeseen circumstances have led us to seeking the aid of the SSS. Are there any objections? No, ma'am. We'll gladly accept your request and aid you in your ongoing investigation. How exactly would you like us to assist? Sergeant Major Seeker. Yes, ma'am. Here you are. Oh, thank you. Wait. She seems... is something wrong? I'm fine. My apologies. I can't help but feel like I've seen her somewhere before. A report? It appears to be a case file from the CGF. Correct, it contains all of our findings thus far. We'd prefer it if you began your investigation having only read that file. Doing so will eliminate unwanted bias from your work. I see. In that case, we'll look through it as soon as we're done here. We'll leave it in your capable hands. Well, I suppose we'll have to excuse ourselves for now. We'll establish a direct line of communication with the SSS. So don't hesitate to contact us if you discover anything. Roger? My apologies for the disturbance, Vice Commissioner. No, not at all. Feel free to drop by my office anytime. Looks like you're a bit more comfortable with your current work, Randy. Well, you know. I'd say the work here is more thrilling than staring at the border and doing drills all day. Good to hear. I'm glad my efforts to transfer you were worth it. Let's head out, Seeker. Roger. I'll be taking my leave. Phew, man, oh man. So she was your superior officer back in the Guardian Force, Randy? Sure was. She wasn't my direct boss, though. She just gave me a bunch of tips and pointers for our training and drill sessions. Don't let her gorgeous looks fool you. You cross that lady and bam! Full nightmare mode. She'll scare the piss right out of you. Knowing Randy, I can only assume his terrible work ethic set her off on multiple occasions. Absolutely see that happening. He has a knack for getting in trouble with women. On that note, do you know the girl that was accompanying the deputy commander, Randy? Nah, never seen her before. I'd bet a pretty mirror that she's in the Tangram Gate division of the CGF. Those guys assist Deputy Commander Bales with her work. Oh? Wait a sec. Don't tell me you've taken a fancy to her. Well, Lloyd, was it love at first sight? Well? What? No, it was nothing like that. I just had a strange feeling that I had met her somewhere before. Oh, right. How much longer do you rookies plan to take up space in my precious office, spewing this pointless drivel? Don't tell me. Is this a plot by that good-for-nothing surrogate to have you come here and humiliate me? No, sir, definitely not. We're terribly sorry, sir. Please excuse our rudeness. Go on, get out of here. To think that every single one of you ignored my warning. You should know full well what awaits you then. Well, hey now. Whatever, enjoy that little investigation of yours out in the wilderness. I'm sure it'll be a fun little camping trip. Why don't we transfer your entire team to the Guardian Force while we're at it? We can boot that damn Sergei out along with you. If you'll excuse us. Ugh, Vice Commissioner Jackass strikes again. I swear, as soon as I step in there and see that dumb tuft of hair on his forehead, my blood pressure spikes. Pathetic attempt to stave off a receding hairline. I suppose we were being disrespectful in front of him. However, that doesn't warrant his condescendingly vulgar tone with us. Let's just try to forget about him for now, guys. We should head back to the SSS building and go through this report. After that, we'll need to decide on the direction our investigation should take. Right, Lieutenant Colonel Bales gave the impression that these weren't ordinary monster attacks. I am curious what she meant when she said too many questions remain unanswered. Oh, I'm actually going to read it. Sweet, okay. Just need some water. There has been a recent string of attacks by unidentified monsters throughout Crossbell. The Guardian Force has performed an investigation in an attempt to evaluate the incidents. Witnesses at each of the 3 locations report seeing or hearing wolf-like monsters. The following 3 pages detail each case. 1. Armarker Village, 3 weeks ago at night. Entire village area. Crops and livestock of all families damaged to varying degrees. Damage not discovered until morning after, according to village chief. Eyewitnesses none, all villagers asleep. Other evidence. Various canine prints were discovered inside the village. No similar prints found in areas outside the village. 2. St. Ursula Medical College. 1 week ago, at night, hospital premises. 1 medical resident was attacked and wounded by a trespassing pack of monsters, found by hospital staff the morning after. Eyewitnesses, the injured resident, reported seeing black wolf-like monsters. None found near scene of attack. Statement was vague and possibly inaccurate. Okay. Maine's Mining Village. 2 days ago at 10 p.m. in front of the inn. 1 miner heading home was injured by a pack of monsters. A colleague rushed to his aid. Townspeople saw wolves escaping. Prints discovered near scene that resemble those found in Armorworker Village. The mining equipment in this town was damaged. This is now the third incident. Patrols may be necessary. It was werewolves. This is worse than I thought. So it really is happening everywhere. It seems most of these incidents have been reported by the media. Haven't been reported by the media yet, though. Yeah, there's something fishy going on, no question. These are definitely not your typical monster attacks. Do we know whether or not these wolf-like monsters are native to Crossbow? I'm not sure, actually, but clear paw prints were found at the scene of each incident, so I think it's safe to say creatures like this exist and are in the area. But the Guardian Force's investigation still hasn't confirmed their existence, right? That's a little disconcerting. For real, these monsters must be pretty damn crafty if they're able to pull off all these attacks without ever being seen. They can fly! Solved it. I mean, shouldn't they have hired some kind of hunter to track them down instead? Probably so. I'm not certain we will be able to contribute much to this case. Lloyd, what's the matter? Did that ace detective light bulb of yours start flickering again? Not exactly, I was just thinking. I know these are monster attacks, but why don't we treat this as we would any other investigation? Well, I suppose the deputy commander did say she wanted a detective's point of view. Should we search for clues as per usual? Yeah, and if we treat this series of attacks as all being part of one large case, who would be our culprit? Obviously those wolf-like monsters the report mentioned, right? Sounds like a pack of them's been moving together. True, and with that in mind, what would the profile and motive of the culprits be? Huh? Motive? Oh, I understand now. You're saying that a motive isn't apparent from these reports. Exactly. If these monsters are as intelligent as we suspect, they would typically stay away from populated areas. If the motive was hunger, the medical college would be the last place they'd look for food. There has to be some hidden truth that explains their seemingly irrational behavior. Logically speaking, that does make sense. Suppose we've settled on a direction for our investigation then? I think so. We'll start by visiting the affected areas and gathering information from anyone connected to the incident. By doing things our way, we'll be able to supply this I keep wanting to say Z, but not C, and go ZGF, but it's CGF, with some supplementary info at the very least. I agree. Every little clue and lead we can find will go toward helping the Guardian Force. Oh, that's a relief. Here I was thinking we'd be spending the day blindly hunting monsters in the mountains. So Lloyd, where do you suggest we begin our investigation? Well, let's see. How about we start with our Armorica village, the first area that was attacked? Considering the Armorica report was the most detailed, maybe we'll be able to gather enough clues to start building a profile of the monsters. That sounds like a good start. Armorica village is northeast of Crossbell City, right? Yeah, we should be able to get there by taking the bus from the east exit. And needless to say, this is our first mission outside of the city. We don't know what we're heading into, so let's make sure we leave well prepared. Makes sense? To be safe, we should check any new support requests that have come in too. There's no new book. Alright. Got the library. Special bread recipe. Implement a new service here at the IBC. I don't really have a lot of Sepith on hand, but they all have a long timer. I mean, I'm gonna do them all now because I gotta do them all first. But before I do, I'm gonna take a quick break, let my voice rest for a few minutes. So I'll be right back.